Okay, thank you, and welcome back to my channel. I'm David Kay, and this is my 20-year Philippine journey, my friends and neighbors. Let's see, where did we leave off? We left off with me ranting about players and games, and it's true. You know, if you're in the bar scene and you're dealing with the players and you're involved in the game, you have to understand that's where you're at. That's what you're doing, right? And if you're only here for the fun, and you're only here because you want to, you're a tourist and you just want to enjoy yourself, knock yourself out. No, the girls aren't going to be angry. You're going to be having your interesting experiences in your life. All right, nobody's going to hate you for that. Don't give out your Facebook and don't give out your cell phone number or whatever else, because here's another thing, and I'll just throw up another couple of warnings for you. If you're dealing with girls who are in the bar scene and you're a foreigner, I already mentioned to you that you're a dollar sign, or you're a pound sign, or you're whatever sign. You are, okay? You need to be very, very, very careful in that environment, because those girls know how to get money from foreigners. And that's just a fact, okay? So it's not uncommon for you to go out on a date with a girl, and for a couple of weeks later, she texts you up and said, "I'm pregnant, congratulations." And now, because you know what you did, now you're communicating with her, you're supporting her, you're sending her money, and for the next 6 or 7 months or 8 months, you're paying for her rent, you're paying for her food, you're paying for her utilities, you're paying for her doctor's appointments, you're paying for everything for her, you're supporting her in every way, and then this baby is born, and it does not look anything like you.
Oh,
no! Well, welcome to the game. This is why you need to protect yourself. You need to make sure that your bases are covered, right? You don't have unsafe sex with these girls, okay? Because they will play that like a piano, and you will pay out the wazoo for everything that you do here, okay? So you just need to be very careful what you're doing, all right? Now, let's move past the bar scene, okay? We got the bar scene figured out. That's a minefield, all right? At your own risk is the only thing I would say if you're meeting a girl in the bar scene. At your own risk. Let's say you meet a girl. You met a girl at church. There are churches here, and I would tell you this: if you go to the churches, you will find that a lot of girls go to churches, but not a lot of guys. And if you get involved in the church, you're going to end up meeting girls who go to the church. These are good girls. They're not in the bar scene. They're not going to go out on a date with you and have sex with you on the first night. And again, that litmus test. I always like to use this when I was dating. When I met a girl and I would go out with her on a first date, and I would say, "How about we go back to my room? I want to spend some private time with you in my house." What I found was that if the girl said, "Yeah, sure," Yeah, of course, she's willing to have sex with me on a first date. But some girls would say, wait a minute, I'm sorry, I don't know you that well. I'm not that type of girl. Now you know who you're dealing with, right? The girl says, yeah, sure, let's go to your house. I have a change of clothes in my bag. Well, be aware of this. You're not the first guy she ever went home with. She does this all the time. And if she says, oh my God, you're only the second guy I ever do. No. This is what she does. This is how she works. This is how she operates. But if the girl says, no, I'm sorry, I'm not into that. I don't do that. Now you know who you're dealing with. Okay? So there's those, again, we come back to those two types of girls that you find in the Philippines. All right? And it really depends on who you want to end up being with if you're looking for a long-term relationship. Okay? Now, if you're just looking to go out and have some fun, you don't care. But if you're looking to go out and find somebody who really matters something to you, you might want to know that these two things exist. Okay? So, and that's a good litmus test. That's how you will know which one is which. I had a good friend of mine visit the Philippines, and he said he was Russian. Oh, I met the girl, and she went home with me on the first night, and she stayed all night with me. And I said, well, did she have sex with you? Well, yeah, we had sex that first night. What do you think of her? Is she a good girl? No, she's not a good girl. Because if she had sex with you on the first date, she has sex with a lot of guys on the first date. That's just how it works. Now, if you meet a girl who says, I'm not interested in that kind of thing, then you might be meeting a more traditional woman. And a traditional woman is somebody that you're going to need to work for. And that's a good thing if you're interested in that type of woman. That means that she's not out in the clubs having sex with everybody she meets. She's more interested in preserving herself for the man that she wants to ultimately marry. Now, let's talk a little bit about that kind of girl. That's the type of girl where you're going to need to, she's not going to have sex with you on the first date, or the second date, or even the third date, if that's the case. She might want you to meet her father first. She might want you to meet her family first. And actually, these are good things, because if you're interested in a long-term relationship, you would want to know who her family is, what type of work she does, her history, what's going on with her. But if she's holding out and she's not giving you sex up front, that might be the girl who won't give anybody else sex up front either. And again, what type of girl do you want to end up being with, right? Again, if you don't care and you like open relationships, okay, you don't need to take this advice. But if you want a girl who's going to be faithful to you, who's going to stay with you, who's going to want to have children with you and take care of you and take care of her children, and she doesn't want to go out to the club, she doesn't want to go and meet other people, she wants to stay home, and she wants to prepare different foods, and she wants to learn how to cook, and she wants to learn how to do this. Okay, be aware of what type of girl you're with. That's what I'm saying, all right? And if you have to go to the province to meet her father, that's what you got to do, right? If that's the type of girl you're interested in dating and ultimately being with. So you need to add all of this together when you're trying to figure out who you're dating in the Philippines. So stay away from girls who want to use your credit card to figure out how rich you are, above and beyond everything else. And spend your time with people who value you as a human being. All right? I don't know a better way to put it than that. The litmus test I always use is, do you want to go home with me tonight? And if the girl says yes, you're not the only guy she goes home with every night. And if the girl says no, then guess what? She turns down everybody who says that they want to take her home tonight. So I typically use those type of equations, that type of weakness testing. You met a girl at church, yeah, you probably don't even want to ask her, would you like to go home with me tonight? Because she's going to be like, what? It's a crazy question. But if you met a girl in a bar, I don't know. It's up to you. It's up to you what happens. So the thing is, if the girl wants you to meet her father, then yes, you have to go meet her father. And then you have to visit a couple of times, and you have to talk to him and say, oh, this is the kind of guy I am. And he might ask you some questions, and then you might have to say, he might ask you, what are your plans with my daughter? And then you might have to say, sir, I love your daughter, and I want to marry your daughter. Is it okay for you? And then he'll likely give you his permission. If you've presented yourself respectfully, and you've come to the family, and you've shown that you're a good person, and you're not a demanding person, and you're a humble person, and you're doing yourself to maybe provide some foods or do what you can for the people who are around you, there's a good chance he'll say, okay, great, I think you'll be a good man for my daughter. Because he's also thinking, will this guy support my daughter? Will this guy take care of my daughter? Will this guy send her children to the university? Will this guy give her a comfortable home? Those are the things going through his mind. And remember, in my last video, those were the same things going through her mind. Will this guy take care of me? Will this guy send our children to the university? Will this guy provide me with a comfortable home? It all comes back down to that. Okay? Be a good man, and if you're a good man, you can get a good woman. All right? But be very, very careful who you choose. Don't end up with the fast-talking chick who cheated on you every day. Take your time and get to know who you are and who you're interested in finding. Okay? My God, I could probably do 10 hours on this subject, but because I respect you, let me throw in something else. I'm sorry, I was gonna sign off right there. If you're dating a woman, one thing you have to keep in mind is this: adultery is a felony in the Philippines, punishable by 6 years in prison. Now, I didn't do the video yet on the laws of the Philippines and what you need to know. If the woman you're dating says, I'm legally married, but I'm not with my husband anymore, run. I don't care how beautiful she is. I don't care how sexy she is. I don't care how amazing she is. You can find another one. Run. The last thing you need is to be in bed with this beautiful woman and the husband barging through the door. First of all, if a husband in the Philippines catches his wife with another man, he can legally kill you. No charges. And you can legally, if you survive, can go to jail for the next 6 to 10 years in the Philippines. Do not mess with married women under any circumstance. Don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. You don't need to go to prison or end up dead. There are enough single ladies out there that you don't need to deal with that. Okay? That's my best advice right there. So attend to that. Okay? This wraps up my segment on the dating Filipinas. I hope you found it useful, and I apologize for the audio. Someday I will get a microphone. It's my dream. But my first dream is to make sure that you are okay and happy when you come to the Philippines, and that you have a great experience dating and existing and living and taking care of you. Okay, so thanks again for watching. I love you all, and I appreciate each and every one of you. God bless you, and as always, cheers. As always, I appreciate a like and a thumbs up, and I would really love it if you would subscribe to the channel. There's going to be a lot more interesting videos coming up, and you're going to love them. Looking forward to seeing you on those. Cheers.